Hello everybody, A.P here. As you can tell, at the moment I am on the outskirts of Leighton Buzzard. This is the old Mentmore Road. Across there you've got to go in the new bypass that goes across what used to be Mentmore Road. Behind me, well not behind me, behind the camera sorry, is where we rejoin on the original country lane, and about what, 2.5 miles or so is Brigado Bridge, and that's where we're heading today. Now, to open up this story about the Great Train Robbery, I have to take you back to January 1963. Now, this didn't happen here, this happened somewhere in London. But my dear old dad, who at the time used to rub shoulders and hang around with a lot of the London gangsters, was approached by Buster Edwards, of all people. And this was in January, around January 1963. And he come up to my old dad and he goes, "Look, Brian, do you want some work?" And my dad goes, "Well, what do you want me to do?" He says, "Well, we need some muscle. We've got a job on and we need some muscle men, and you're a big muscly bloke and you're quite scary, so, you know, I've got a little something in the pipeline if you're interested." So my old man's saying, "Yeah, I could do with the work, I don't mind," you know. It's like, "What is it?" It's like, "We're thinking of robbing the Royal Mail train." And with hearing that from someone like Buster Edwards, my old man burst out laughing. He goes, "What are you, some kind of bloody fantasist or something? You want to rob a moving mail train?" He goes, "Well, kind of, yeah." He goes, "Don't be so bloody stupid. Stick to robbing old ladies' houses and shops, mate. That is way out of your league. Thanks, but no." Chuckled to himself and walked off. But 5 or 6 months later, he got a shock. I'll tell you about that later on. So, 8th of August 1963. The mail train going from Glasgow all the way down to London, with a whole load of Royal Mail coaches and a HVP coach at the rear of the engine that was pulling it. And that HVP was full of old banknotes from Glasgow and several stops down the line that were destined to London to be destroyed. 2.5 million quid's worth by the time they got to this point on the line. And Buster and Ronnie Biggs and Charlie Wilson, they had their own ideas for that. So we're now going to head down to the spot where they changed the signals to stop the train. So, without further ado, let's go. Right, so here we are, heading off down the original road that leads to Brigado Bridge. We're going to do a stop about a mile before we get there, because I'm going to show you where they stopped the train to separate the carriages from the rest of the train and move the HVP coach and the engine to the location where they needed to get the bags off the train. Here we are, roughly at the halfway mark. We're looking towards Leighton Buzzard, and imagine this train coming was the train, Royal Mail train, coming down the track around 3 o'clock. And just about where he is now, you know, it's a signal warning of a stop sign ahead. And just about right where they are now is where the train stopped, and the gang boarded the train beating up the driver and detaching the HVP coach from the rest of the train. So remember, that old train stopped right about where that train is now. And they boarded the train. So they beat up the driver, they detached the HVP coach, and then they got a driver they had with them. They brought him along, but they soon found out at the very last minute all he could drive was a steam train. He didn't know anything about diesel locomotives. So they had to grab the original driver that they cost and got him to move the train the half mile down the track to the bridge. Look what I've just caught flying overhead. An old bomber. There's a signal roughly where they stopped the train the first time. Detached the HVP carriage. Slowly trucked it all the way along that line. And as you can see, Brigado is just there in the centre of the screen. Right, here we are, cycling down the road towards Brigado Bridge. Should be down here somewhere. So I hope you're enjoying this lovely little ride to the actual location. I used to do this all the time when I was a kid. I rode down this exact road when the storm of '87 happened. I think some of you remember that. Yep. I was cycling down this exact road when these bloody winds started trying to blow me whittle all the way all over the place. Oh, all I can smell is, oh shit. Come on, where's this fucking road? Should be down here, just down here somewhere. Ah. There's a substation over there. I think that's it. Yep, junction's coming up. There's a notice for a little side turning. We got to watch the traffic round here because they fucking come belting down this road like idiots. It's been so many years since I've been down here. Right. Climax is almost over. We've got to let all this traffic pass us. Right, don't come that way. Got to wait for this lot to get past. And this lot. Oh, come on, Boots, give me a break. Right, 1, 2, 1, go. Sorry about the photography there, guys. But we are now approaching Brigado Bridge, the scene of the great train robbery. Oh, it's called Arch Bridge. High vehicles use middle of road. Yep. If you've got Royal Mail train, don't stop here. There she is. Brigado Bridge. Bridge number 127. Right, let's park the old bike up against the gates here. Maybe the bank robbers should have thought of that. Well, here we are. The train robbery. Now, as you train going past, you've got the train, you've got the locomotive to stop about there, the carriage is here, and what they did was, as you've seen in the old film clippings, they chucked them bags all the way down the side of the bridge here, hoisted it all into Land Rovers and a Bedford truck. It all took about 20 minutes. Then they turned their vehicles round, headed down that way, back towards Leatherslade Farm, which is where they came from, because they were held up there about 3 or 4 days before the robbery, waiting for that signal to say, it's on, it's on, it's on. Awesome. Nice little sign there, Ledburn South, Train Robbers Bridge. That's the road looking towards Leatherslade Farm and Brill. And this is on the other side of the bridge. And right next to here is a peek over the fence, tiny little fishing lake. Private, of course. Just noticed someone's lost a registration number and someone's gone and stuck it in the fence. Mike Lima 62 Victor November X-ray. Right guys, you remember when I said to you at the beginning of the video how my dad got caught up in the aftermath of the Great Train Robbery? Well, this is the location where my dad got stopped by police about an hour or so after the robbery. Now, I bet you're wondering what I'm on about. Right, well, whilst them dozy buggers were robbing the mail train at 3 AM, at 2 AM my dad was in Aylesbury illegally emptying someone's cellar full of booze, putting it in the back of his Bedford truck and using all the back roads to get back to Luton, including this road. And what happened was that he came down here, because this is just where the Lake Buzzard bypass is. Come down here, and this is the junction to Ledburn Road, which goes down that ways. Copper's like, wait, stop! my dad's pulled up in his truck and was like, what's going on? It's like, road's closed, mate, you can't go anywhere. It's been an incident. So I'm, what incident? He says, well, it's a bit early to say, but it looks like someone might have robbed the mail train. My dad's like, what? How much did they get away with? Well, we don't know yet. But all the roads around the Axial area are closed off. And do you mind if we have a look at the back of your truck? So you can imagine my old man's arse has gone by then, because one, he knows who's probably responsible for that robbery. Two, he's got a truck full of illegal nicked booze. And three, well, he's driving a Bedford truck and they were in Bedford truck, so he's like, oh shit. But anyway, the coppers looked at his back of his truck, seen his name but barrels and crates. He's like, there's no sacks of money or anything. You're good to go. It's just my advice is turn round, go back up into Leighton and come through Luton, through Stanbridge and Tilsworth to the top of it. He's like, rightio. So yep, that is how my old man got caught up in the aftermath of the train robbery that he was offered a place on. Now how fucked up is that? So anyway, that's the end of the story really, and I'm sat here in the middle of a fucking road. I've got people coming in past me and everything else. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this story. It's been interesting riding around the old area again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share, and I'll see you in my next video. So this is A.P. saying ciao for now.